Hi, welcome to Yarning with Angela. My name is Angela, and so today I'm going to do some air fried squash, and instead of frying it, kind of like where it's so common in the summertime to get some fresh vegetables out of the garden and then batter it and fry it, we're going to try something a little bit different today. So what I've done is I've taken a yellow squash and I have sliced it up into fairly thin slices. All right. And so I'm taking one egg. I'm just whipping that or mixing that, breaking the yolk, stirring that up. Let's see. And then you can season it to taste. I really do like Cavender's. I have this that I got at a Mexican supermarket, Supermercado. Let's see if that helps. You could use salad dressing, like Italian dressing, not salad dressing, but like Italian dressing, or any marinade or anything like that you wanted to use, but I'm going to try it with this. Shake that up. I like this on meats, fish, shrimp. It's been really good. You could use milk, or if you're doing keto, you could do heavy whipping cream. And I'm just making sure that it's all coated. I'll put a couple of big ones in there. And you could use any seasonings. Say you wanted to throw some fish or chicken. Mix the same mix or similar for your vegetables. Let's throw a couple more in there. And you could do just egg. You could season it with Lowry's or garlic or Cavender's, Mrs. Dash. Okay, so let's see here. All right, now what I'm gonna do, so I'm going to set that to the side, and at this point I'm going to use some unflavored protein. You could use, if it's within your diet, you could use almond flour or coconut flour. That is not part of my plan. You could use pork rinds or panko, pork panko. Okay, so I put a little bit less than, probably about a quarter of a scoop in there. And then now I'm just using some finely shredded Parmesan. You could use the cans of Parmesan if you so chose. All right. you could put this in a sandwich bag if you wanted to shake it up. I had a resealable container with a lid. Now I happen to know that this garlic salsa that I put is quite salty, so I did not add any additional salt, but you certainly could. And I don't want these to be dry, so I'm going to do a little bit more of that. So again, these aren't going to be fully battered. They're just going to be like, I guess you could call it crusted. And then I'm just going to put these down in the bottom of my air fryer. And I'm going to do them in a single layer. Okay. So I've got them in a single layer, like so. Turn this on. I'm going to put the temp at 370. I'm going to start my time at 10 minutes. And then I'm going to flip them, shake them, all that good stuff, check on them, and then turn my timer back on, or turn it back on, and finish them. So I'll be back in 10 minutes to show you how they look. Alright, so I checked on this a couple minutes ago, and I turned it down to 350, and I also turned down the time on it. So it's actually been cooking about 5 minutes at 350. And the cheese, the Parmesan cheese, is browning. As you can see in there, they're golden brown. They're crisping up, so I'm just flipping them over. So I'm going to be honest with you, I don't use my air fryer as much as some people. So pretty much every time that I cook with it, I'm kind of experimenting. So I left it with 2 minutes on. I flipped everything over. I'm going to turn it up to, I'm leaving it at 350. I'm going to turn it up to 4 minutes, and then I'm going to start it. And I'm going to kind of smell for it. Now, I put another handful of squash into my egg and garlic salsa. And I have that all coated in that. And so what I've done for this, so this one's a little bit different. I took a handful of pork rinds and I crumbled them up. Now you can buy what's called pork panko, which are like panko breadcrumbs, but they're pork rinds. But I did not do that. I'm going to try a few in the pork rinds, just to show how they crisp up. And actually, I'm going to put some Zatarain's blackened season, not a lot. Just going to shake some on there. Got 3 in there. Putting the lid on here. Shake them all up. It didn't really stick very good. But we're going to see how it bakes on there in the air fryer. Alright, so I'm just going to pause this at 2 minutes and see how it looks. Ooh, looks very good. Okay. So a total, everything was 7 minutes. Okay, so on this batch, I've got these 3 that are covered in the pork rinds. We're going to see how that works. Okay, and then, you know what, I've got a couple that are just coated in egg. We're going to see how that works. Okay. And I just want to fill the bottom of the basket. And I tried a little bit of variation in how thick the slices were. So you've got some that are super thin that you can, you can see through, and then there's like some that are a little bit thicker. So we're going to see how that plays out. All right, so let's go up to 5 minutes and start. All right. And there are several different dips that you could use. Let's see what I have here. I have a light buttermilk ranch. I'm going to try this just because I know I like ranch. And you can make your own ranch too with some low-fat Greek yogurt and ranch seasoning. All right. So it doesn't have a strong veggie taste. It's not really gummy, like a lot of the times cooking vegetables will do, but it's got a crunch to it. Not like a veggie crunch, but the crunch from the cheese, from the baked cheese. So let's try this one. Not bad. Okay, now let's see how one of the bigger ones turned out. Let's go to the bigger side. Okay. So I am getting more of that sunshiny, bright, squashy taste. But still, it doesn't have that mush texture that a lot of the times baking or roasting vegetables will give. It's very good. Yes. So, I'll be back in a few minutes whenever the other one is done. And we're going to see how they are without the pork rinds and with the pork rinds. So with just egg coating and then with just the pork rinds and the egg coating. And the blackening season. We'll try that next. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this for a moment while I wait for that to stop. Alright, so at about 4 minutes, I pulled out the next batch of squash, flipped them over, and I'm letting them go for another 3 minutes, I'm sorry, it's been 2 minutes. And I'm thinking that air fryers, probably each air fryer has its own, they're all different. This is a fairly small one. Let's see what we've got here. So this is one of the pork rind ones. And you can see the pork rinds. Now this is one that did not get anything but the eggs. So we're going to see how that turned out. Let's do one without anything. It's decent. I can taste the garlic. I can taste the squash. It doesn't. The squash isn't overpowering. And the texture is decent, so that's okay. Now here's one with the pork, and let's see how this is with the pork rinds. It's a little bit crunchier than the one without the pork rinds. Taste a little bit of the blackening, but it's not like hot because I didn't put that much in. It's, like I said, it's a little bit crunchier. I think the Parmesan are probably my favorite. I think that the pork rinds, if they were panko pork, I think those are dried out already. I think when you crunch up your own, there's still a little bit of grease in them, I noticed, and so they may not adhere quite the same. So that may have played a little bit of part into it. But these were really tasty. I liked them. And then, oh, here's the one that was super thin. Let's see how it is whenever it browns. It's good. So I think if you left them in a little bit longer to crisp, that would be a fun snack, almost like crackers. Because let's face it, we're all trying to find alternatives for crackers and chips and all the snack foods. Not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another batch. I'm going to use up the rest of these pork rinds and this egg mixture. Probably going to do, when I run out of the pork rinds, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the squash off in Parmesan. I may even put some blackening in the Parmesan ones. Pretty good. So all in all, I think this was definitely a win. Go ahead, experiment. You could use different kinds of vegetables too. You could use, I could imagine you could probably do like sugar snap peas, even green beans. Let's see, radishes, cauliflower, zucchini, maybe even eggplant. Really, you're only limited by your imagination, and we've gotten so used to the status quo, which is normally, you know, the easiest. But this is really good. And eating this, I don't really miss fried potatoes or onion rings. This is really good. Actually, you could even use this on onions. I'm sure that would be good too. So anyway, I'm going to bid you a fond adieu, farewell, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you like. You can hit the bell if you want to be notified anytime that I upload something. Down in the comments, I would appreciate it if you could comment what's something that you like to batter and fry, that or an idea that you might like to try. Maybe okra or something like that. Or something that you batter and fry that could use like a healthy reboot. Or a bariatric reboot, something that you missed from before surgery. Because, like I said, this isn't keto. I modified some keto premises, some keto ideas, to fit to fit bariatric guidelines, or at least my bariatric guidelines. Again, like I try to always say, I'm not your doctor, your dietitian. Always follow your diet, your specific diet, and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic, blessed day.